What's good, everybody? We're here for another Throwback Thursday. So, I've had this box for a while now, and we're getting into the football season. We're in preseason. I think the first week has passed by. We've got a few weeks more to go before the season officially starts. But I figured, what better time than now than to open this bad boy up. This 1993 Topps Football Series 2. Looks like we have quite a few packs. I'm guessing 36 packs and 15 cards per pack. I don't see it here on the side here. But at the same time, we do have a Topps Gold football cards in every pack, so we'll look out for those. I know we have Jerome Bettis, Junior Seau, a few other special cards, Barry Sanders, a lot of old school players. Hopefully we can get like Deion Sanders. Not sure if I want a Brett Favre, but you know what? If he's there, then that's okay as well. I think there's also the rookie card, Drew Bledsoe. Before a young Mr. Brady took over. But this is a good little bit of nostalgia. Like I said, 1993 was that exactly 30 years ago. So figured, like I said, 30-year anniversary. Go ahead and open this bad boy up. But first, if you'd like to help out the channel, you can always hit that like button and subscribe and help the channel grow. I forget how much I paid for this box. I think it was about maybe 50 or 60 bucks on eBay. But I've never opened this up back in the day. This was right around the time where I was going to college, and I stopped collecting cards because I had to pay for tuition and room and board. But you know what? It's all good. I really wasn't into the football cards outside of Upper Deck. Obviously, with the Upper Deck doing all the holograms and stuff like that. But Topps stepped up their game. Hopefully, this is not a bricked set like the 1993 Upper Deck. There is a good chance it will be, but there's a first time for everything, and hopefully, that will not happen. So like I said, looks like there is quite a few packs here. This might be a longer than normal video, maybe 30 plus minutes. But we'll go ahead and start off with the first pack here. And like I said, let's hope that we're not dealing with brick cards, because this is right around the time where the manufacturers were trying to do something new and all the cards were stuck together. So far, this feels pretty good. So looks like we might not have to deal with that. So let's see who we have first. We have, was it Robert Jones, Santana Dotson, Anthony Newman, Eric Bieniemy. I think he's a new coach right now. Greg Cregan. Was that James Hasty? And then looks like we're gonna have to flip some cards around. I think that was our gold card right there. But we got Vince Workman, Eric Myrer. Oh, I'm gonna go upside down. Perry Williams, Ed McDaniel, Tyrone Stowe, Eric McMillan, Raina Thompson, John Stevens, and then for our gold card we have, who do we have there? It's kind of hard to read. He's with the Buccaneers. I'm going to flip it around so I can actually read it. Broderick Thomas. So our first gold card, Broderick Thomas. I apologize if you hear a young girl crying in the background. It's right around bedtime, and she always puts up a bit of a fuss with her mother around this time of evening when she gets a little tired. That is my 3-year-old granddaughter. And if you're a parent of a young one, you know what it's like. Alright, next we have Rich Miano, Derek Fenner, Andre Reed with the Bills. Was it Vincey Glenn? Eric Pegram with the Falcons. Clay Matthews. Like a lot of these names I do not recognize. James Joseph. David Richards. Desmond Howard with Redskins. Ron Cox. Reggie White, rest in peace. Then we have, what was that? Latrell Harris. Then we have Oliver Barnett, Webster Slaughter, and for our, oh, that's not a gold. Oh yeah, it is. It is our gold, or a different shiny one. Oh, it's a black gold. That's pretty cool. This is the first time I've ever come across a black gold, but it's Tim Harris. So that is absolutely awesome. We're gonna go ahead and sleeve that one up. Too bad it wasn't like a Jim Rice or a Steve Young with the 49ers. If I haven't said before, I'm a huge 49ers and Falcons fan. But Tim Harris, I will not step away from. Now I do have a Topps basketball. Around this time of year, I think it's 92, 93. I don't have it in front of me. I'm looking at it right now. It is a season 92, 93. So that's right around the time of the Shaq era. I want to say era. I'll open that one up once I hit a few milestones. Definitely need the channel to be a little bit bigger before I open that one up. That one was kind of expensive. All right, Calvin Pritchett, Howie Long, Mark Kelso, Gerald Robinson. We have Mark Collins, and then Scott. Was that Niederman? This is actually kind of blurry. Scott Merceral. Wow, I was nowhere close. All right, then we have Marcus Robertson. And Brian Blaze with the Seahawks. Brett Perriman. Troy Dratton. Kelvin Martin. Melvin Jenkins. And then we have Jack Del Rio with the Vikings. Wow. And then our gold card is Garrison Hurst with the Arizona Cardinals. Now this had to be before he went to the Cardinals, because I remember Garrison Hurst. I mean, he went to the 49ers. I remember him being the 49ers. I think it was, 95, 96 season? All right, pack number 4. Michael Zordich, Carl Lee, Barry Word, Lamar McGriggs. Wow. Don Mosbar, Terry McDaniel, and then we'll go ahead and flip this one over. This is our gold. The Todd Scott. Well, I'll just hold on to it. Then we have Mark Ingram, Dave Lutz with the power mustache right there. Then we have Chris Warren, Keith Van Horn with the Bears, Festy Jackson, Craig Hayward with that awesome sweat stain right down the middle, Dan Footman, and what's that? Norm Johnson. So we'll find that gold and put it over here. So gold in every pack, and then every couple of packs, well, I guess it's a black gold. I'm not exactly sure what the odds are. It might say it on the side, but the letters are too small for me to make the the overwhelming attempt to try and figure that one out. You know what? We'll go ahead and flip all these over. So, all right, Kevin Smith. Then we have Jim Sweeney. There, Mark Rippon with the Redskins, Curtis Duncan, and Jesse Sapolo with the 49ers, Dennis Gibson. And then we have our gold. Our gold is John Kearney. Isn't that a kicker? Yeah, he is a kicker with the Chargers. So we have a gold kicker. Then we have Jim McMahon, Bubby Brister, We have somebody banging on my wall. Derek Brown. Ernest Dye. Robert Smith. Ryan Humphreys. Sam Mills. And Marty Carter with the Bucks. It's nice to see that these cards aren't stuck together like a lot of the other cards back in the day. That would have been miserable. Alright, Kevin Ross, George Jameson, Harold Green, Ricky Prohl, Mike Johnson, William the Refrigerator Perry. Then we have Irving Fryer, James Lofton, Russell Freeman, Brad Edwards, Marcus Allen with the Chiefs, Carwell Gardner, Jim Ricker, David Whitmore, and for our gold we have Carl Mecklenburg with the Broncos. Man, I gotta hurry up and set up my family's fantasy football league so I can try and win this year. I think it's been a couple of seasons since I've since I've won. Apparently, the auto draft has been very kind to my wife and her family. They seem to they like the bragging rights and the ability to play, but they're not all that into it. But they seem to do well the past couple of years. All right, so we have Curtis Conway, Ronaldo Turnbull, and Mark Carrier, Greg Lloyd, Tony Woods, Canavis McGee, Monte Coleman. What was it? John Kesex. Some of those letters are kind of hard. Broderick Thomas, Kevin Mack, Return of the Mack, Jim Wilkes, Steve Mongo McMichael, Carl Mecklenburg, Dalton Hillard, and then our gold is Dalton Hilliard, if you will. So look at that, one right after the other. that's amazing. What are the odds? What are the odds? What it seems to be quite often. I seem to run into that quite often where what I would think would be a very hard thing to do seems to be quite easy. Or quite common, if you will. Alright. Dana Hall with the 49ers. Blair Thomas. Greg McMurtry. Troy Aikman. The man with the Cowboys. Larry Brown. Jeff Bryant. And who do we have? We have... was it Rakeem Ishmael? Leonard Renfro. Jeff Hostetler. Phil Hansen. Dennis Smith. Sean Gale. Ernest Givens. Joel Steed. And our gold. Larry Webster with the Dolphins. And our last pack in that very first. All right. We have Gary Brown. Then we have Marvin Jones. Oh, we have a Falcon here. Who is that? Tony Smith. Charles Mann. Troy Hazine, Wayne Simmons, Levon Kirkland, Chris Minton, and then we've already run into our gold. What was that? With the Bills. We have Bill Brooks. Then we have Dwayne Bickett, Anthony Morgan, Wyman Henderson, Kenneth, was it Gant, Brian Mitchell, and Chris Burkett. So far, the biggest name I think we've come across is Troy Aikman. I think there was a Reggie White in there as well, and but not too bad, not too bad. All right, who do we have? Rich Miano again, Derek Fenner, Clarence Verdon, Neil Anderson, Eric Pegram, Clay Matthews, Leonard Renfro, Gary Brown. We can go through these quickly. We're running into a lot of doubles. Neil O'Donnell with the Steelers. Willie Rolfe. Was it Bill Bird? Thomas Burnett Everett. Todd Scott. John Carney. And for our gold, we have Dennis Gibson. Looks like he's with Detroit. Detroit what? That's a place I've never been. I'd like to go there one day. I know SummerSlam was just there a little bit over a week ago. But I'm nowhere close to that area. Alright, we have Kelvin, Howie Long again, Santana, Anthony, Browning Nagel, Scott, Marvin Jones, Kirk Loudermilk, Tony Tolbert, Ethan, Larry Webster, Mark Clayton, Chris Good, Lamar Lathan, and David Williams with the Oilers. I forget, what year did the Oilers go to move to Tennessee? Was that 93, 94 sometime? I think so. Or maybe it was a little bit later. If you remember, post in the comments below. So far, no special golds yet. Alright. Oh, let's see. Michael Zordich. Carl. Barry. Doesn't look like this wants to focus. Camera's acting up. Probably need a new camera. Vincey, Terry McDaniel, Eric Thomas. There we go. Then we have what? The camera does not want to focus today. What was it? Eric Curry. Got to make it super close. Ernie Jones. Jesse Solomon. Courtney Hall. Joe Montana with the Chiefs. Chiefs. Audrey McMillan. Mike Gann. And then for our gold, we have Johnny Bailey with the Cardinals. So we got a Joe Montana, but it wasn't with the 49ers, though. That was right at the time Steve Young and company took over. Oh, we get Kevin Smith a lot. Jim Sweeney, Mark Rippon. We'll go through these. We've seen all of these before. Barry Ward. Oh, that's our gold. He snuck in there. Dana Stubblefield, rookie. George Teague. Quentin Coriat. Anthony Carter. David Williams. Johnny Bailey. Andre Ware. And Chris Moore. I remember Dana Stubblefield with the 49ers. All right. Gibson, Jameson, Harold Green, Ricky Prohl. So a lot of these guys. William Perry again. This thing just doesn't want to. Well, we got Quadri Ishmael again. Edmonds, Steve DeBerg, Brad Muster, Morton Anderson with the Saints, Tony Bennett, Reggie Brooks, and for our gold card we have Lamar McGriggs. This is right at the time where if the 49ers weren't on TV, I wasn't watching football. So Broderick Thomas, Kevin Mack. That man's got some huge shoulders. Good Lord. Or some huge shoulder pads. Jim Wilkes, Steve McMichael, Dalton Hilliard. What was that? Daryl Talley. Demetrius DeBose, Jack Trudeau, Bruce Armstrong, Jeff Jager, Lee Johnson, Irv Smith, Jerome Bettis, rookie. I think we have a little bit of a hit here. That's pretty cool. And then our gold, which is not Jerome Bettis, Pharrell Edmonds. That would have been a cool gold to have doubled up. So that right there is probably a decent hit. Jerome Bettis rookie card. Put that with the golds. I think we've only got one black gold so far. That might be the only one for the whole box. Still no Dion, no Steve Young, no Jerry Rice. Dana Hall. Oh, wait. Let me flip these bad boys around. Dana Hall. Blair Thomas. McMurtry. Troy Aikman again. Larry Brown. Jeff Bryant. And then we have a gold DeBerg. Then we have John Copeland, Scott Kowalkowski, Jeff Query. Then we have Harry Galbraith. Then we have David Alexander, Antone Davis, Gary Plummer, and Reggie Rivers. Alright, Dwayne Bickett, Anthony Morgan, Wyman, Kenneth Gant, Brian Mitchell, Chris Burkett, Arthur, John, what? Kidd, okay. Alright, Philip Sparks, Jim Jeffcoat, Carl Gardner, Jim Richer, David Whitmore, Mark Carrier, and for our gold is Kelvin Pritchett. And then our last pack for this second stack. Alright. Sean Landetta. Jerry Rice. The man, the myth, the legend. Phil Simms. Marv Cook. Sorry, I wanted to get a focus. Courtney Hawkins. Then we have Herman Moore. Garrison Hurst again, rookie. Then we have Pat Swilling. Greg Lloyd. Tony Woods. Canavis McGee. Monte Coleman. John Cizek. Oh! Card wanted to go flying. But wasn't our gold. That is Howie Long. That's a cool gold. We'll put that here with the rest of them. Now I gotta find the one that decided to take a dive. Oh. He kind of... He fell kind of far. But it was Jeff Hostetler, so I don't think anything, not too big of a mess. It looked like what the corner got kind of jacked there, so we won't be going out of our way to keep him. But, oh man, the way I'm sitting, it's kind of hard to sit still. And it's not a comfortable position, I'll put it that way. But that was halfway through. Let me take a quick drink. We got half a box to go. We are just about the halfway mark, so this video just might take an hour. Don't forget to hit the like button, and if you'd like to help out the channel, hit that subscribe button. Might start doing these Throwback Thursdays as a live stream, since they're a little bit longer and take a little bit more time, and gives me the opportunity to talk with you guys. If you guys would like to do something like that, let me like to be part of it. Let me know. All right, Sean Landetta. I'm just hitting the camera all around like crazy. Jerry Rice once again. Phil Simms. We've gotten pretty much all of these before. Herman Moore. Kirk Loudermilk. Eric Thomas. Lois Brown. Neil O'Donnell. Willie Rofe. And then looks like our gold is... Oh, well, not our gold. It's just flipped over. Sam Mills. Marty Carter. Russell Freeman. And our gold will be Chris Good with the Colts. We haven't seen Barry Sanders, Steve Young, Dion. No Brett. I think Brett was already gone from the Falcons by this time, I believe. Darren Perry, Terry Allen, Marco Coleman, Richard Dent, William Fuller, Merrill Hodge. We have our landscape, Eric Curry. We have a Dana Stubblefield rookie. Then we have some flipped over cards. Robert Smith. Stan Humphries with the Chargers. Patron, what? Patron Means. Then we have Oliver Barnett, Webster Slaughter, Brian Blades, and then our gold is Lamar Lathan. That's pretty cool. Woodson, Art Monk, Neil Smith, James Kempe, Joe Phillips. Some new guys here, some new blood. Tom Waddle, George Teague, Craig Erickson, Brett Perriman, Troy, Drayton, Kelvin Martin, Melvin Jenkins, Jack Del Rio, Chris Warren. So we saw some new blood and then back to some old guys. And our Mike Johnson is our gold. I'm hoping the 49ers can have a good season like they did last season. I'm hearing the Falcons are looking pretty strong this year, but that's nothing new. We here in Atlanta are used to the Falcons looking good and then finding new ways to lose. Mark Spindler, Cleveland Gary, Earl Buckley, Jeff Cross, Michael Jackson, Tim Crumry, and our gold is William the Refrigerator Perry. That is pretty cool. That is one of our best golds. Then we have Quadri Ishmael and Daryl Talley. Flip these bad boys over. Keith Van Horn, Misty Jackson, Craig Hayward, Dan Footman, Norm Johnson, and Derek Brown. Man, that sweat stain right down the middle is that's epic. That's some mighty exercising right there. I'm pretty sure after these games are over, those guys are just complete pools of sweat. Gene Atkins, Eric Williams, J.D. Burdick, Brian Cox, Greg Montgomery, Chris Singleton. Then we have Demetrius Dubose, John Copeland, Ernest Dye, Robert Smith, Stan Humphries again, Sam Mills, Marty Carter, Russell Freeman. And then our gold is Courtney Hall with the Chargers. One thing I'm definitely glad of is there's no gum here. Alright, Lorenzo White. Henry Ellard. Oh, I forget, this is Series 2, so a lot of those guys I'm missing could be in Series 1 there. I'm just not remembering. Jay Novacek. Tommy Fardell. Willie Davis. Ricardo McDonald. Dave Lutz with the mad stash. Jim McMahon. Brad Edwards, Marcus Allen, Cartwell Gardner, Jim Rickner, David Whitmore, Mark Carrier, and our gold is Joe Montana. That is the bomb. We're going to sleeve that bad boy up. Now we're even going to put him in a top loader because that is pretty... That's pretty cool. So our best gold of the night so far is the man, Joe Montana. The only thing that would make that better if he was wearing the 49ers uniform. For you. For those of you that love the sound of the crinkle. Alright, Jesse Hester. Tony Zendabjab or something. Wayne Martin. Patrick Hunter. Eddie Anderson. Al Smith. Bubba Brister. Irving Fryer. Then we have Greg Lloyd, Tony Woods, Canavis McGee, Monty Coleman, John something, Jeff Hostetler, and our gold is Mark Rippon. And for a minute I thought that was a black gold, but I was wrong. Not a bad one. Didn't he win the Super Bowl with the Redskins? Wasn't that like 80s? I want to say 87, but I'm not 100% sure. Randall Cunningham, first time we've seen him. Steve Christie, Ed McCaffrey, Steve Yasker, Lewis Oliver, Betty Thompson, James Lofton, Chris Conway, and then Phil Hansen, Dennis Smith, Sean Castle, Ernest Givens, Joel Steed, Tony Smith, and our gold is Curtis Duncan. We're down to our last pack in this final stack. Still pretty good shape for 30-year-old cards, I'd have to admit. We got Eric Allen, Kevin Fagan, Mo Gardner, Eric Bieniemy, Greg Cragen, James Hasty, Ronaldo Turnbull. Then we have another Ishmael. Man, they're everywhere. Charles Mann, Troy Azun, Wayne Simmons, Levin Kirkland, Chris Minton, Lomas Brown, and we have Quentin Coriat as our gold. But not black gold, not Texas tea. That is our third stack. We are down to our last and final. What do we have? Last 9. So it was 36 packs. As was pretty much the standard back then, so I'm not surprised. We'll try to go through this quickly. Lorenzo Henry, Jay Novacek, Tommy Vardell, Willie Davis, Lorenzo. Okay. Ted McDonald, O.J. McDuffie, Jeff Guerry, Harry Galbraith, David Alexander, Antoine Davis, Gary Plummer, Reggie Rivers, and our gold is... Who is that? Oh, Eric Pegram. I was excited for a second. I was like, could that be Dion? It was not to be. So I can see myself getting the Series 1. Just out of plain curiosity. Darren Perry, Terry Allen, Marco Bolo, Richard Dent, William Fuller, Merrill Hodge, Martin Harrison, Conlon, Phil Hansen, Dennis Smith, Sean Gale, Ernest Givens, Joel Steed, Tony Smith, and then our gold is Tony Bennett. Alright, Woodson, Art Monk, Neil Smith, James Campen, Joe Phillips, Tom Waddle, Lott. Ooh, I think our first checklist. Charles Mann, Troy Azun, Wayne Simmons, Levon, Minton. Man, that helmet does not look comfortable. Lomas Brown, and then for our gold we have Gerald Robinson. That helmet looked like it was somebody had to like use I don't know. Looks like they're gonna have to use like a vice to get it off. Alright, Hurst, Eugene Robinson, Buckley, Jeff Cross, Jackson, Tim Crumble, Bill Brooks, James Thornton, Neil O'Donnell, Rolf, Bill Bird, Thomas Everett, Todd Scott, John Carney, and our gold is Mark Collins. I think we got one of him before. I'm going to move the gold over here. So our two good golds were Joe Montana so far and William the Refrigerator Perry that I remember so far. There might be some other good ones in there. Some guys I don't fully remember from that time period. Alright, we have Mims, Graham, Daryl Henley, Dronette, Kurt, whoever, well, that's a new one, Dean Biasucci, Will Warford, Al Noga with, okay, the crop top, Tony Tolbert, Ethan Horton, Larry Webster, Mark Layton, Chris Goose, Lamar Lathan, and our gold is Bruce Armstrong. Alright. What was it? Michael Dean Perry. Michael Irvin with the Cowboys. How about them boys? Colonel Lake. Herschel Walker. Oh, man, we've got a few guys here. Anthony Smith. Willie Galt. Steve Bono with the 49ers. Interesting. Rod Bernstein. Ernie Jones. Was it Jesse Solomon with the Falcons. Courtney Hall. Joe Montana again. R.J. McMillan. Mike Mann. And then our gold is Rich Miano. Sorry, that caught me off guard with the Steve Bono. I'm like, that's not Steve Young. And I would be right. 3 more to go. No other no other Topps Black. We've only gotten one, so Cleveland, Gary, Jarvis Williams, Mark Boot, Keith Jackson, Tim Brown, Vise Sikahima, Ron Heller, Darrell Thompson. Who's that? Quentin Coriat, Anthony Carter, David Williams, Johnny Bailey, Andre Ware, Chris Moore, and our gold is Derek Fenner. 2 packs to go. We got Williams, Burden, Brian Cox, Greg Montgomery, Chris Singleton, Mark Spindler. Then we have Corey Miller. Who's this bad boy? Thomas Smith, Farrell Edmonds, Steve DeBerg, Brad Muster, Morton Anderson, Tony Bennett, Reggie Brook, and then our gold is Irv Smith. That's pretty cool. And then we have come to the final pack. The last of this particular rip. We are almost at the 50-minute mark. Oh my word. Alright, we'll do this. Henry Ellard, Jay Novacek, Tommy Vardell, Willie Davis, Ricardo McDonald, Gene Atkins. We have another checklist. We have Boomer Esiason, Jack Trudeau, Bruce Armstrong, Jeff Jagger, Lee Johnson. Then we have Irv Smith. We just got his gold. Jerome Bettis rookie. That's cool. We'll put that one in the sleeve. And then our gold. Vincey Glenn. And it is not a black gold. So we only got one black gold in this entire box. And that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and put this other Jerome Bettis in a sleeve here. So not bad. We got the legend, Joe Montana, one of the greatest of all time. We got Jerome Bettis. Got a couple of decent golds here. I won't go through them all and bore you to death. Well, we did get a Mark Rippon. That's pretty cool. William Refrigerator Perry. Steve DeBerg, another Jerome Bettis. Need to put him in a sleeve. Thought I did that earlier. Well, all in all, not too bad. I can't say I'm disappointed because, like I said, I wish I'd gotten a Steve Young, but didn't. But that's okay. But that was our goal. Tim Harris, who was a 49er. And that is it. What did you guys think of this particular rip of the 1993 Topps football? I don't know if that was their first. 1993 was their first into football. I honestly don't remember back in that time. I just remember having a whole lot of fun. Like I said, I was in college at the time. So I think I messed up my camera. Yeah, I did. I keep bumping into my camera, which knocks it off. So I apologize for that. Working on getting a new camera, new setup, so it's not bumping it like crazy, and trying to make it more like a lot of the other channels where I'll have stands and all of that. But it's a work in progress, so hopefully I'll have that over the next coming months. But anyway, were there any cards you saw here that I just happened to miss that you thought were undervalued or worthwhile while me looking at? Let me know. Post in the comments below. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day to watch me rip another Throwback Thursday. I like doing these things. I have a whole bunch more. Like I said, I have the basketball, but I'm going to do that for a milestone, maybe 100 or 500 subscribers. So if you would like to see that, it's all up to you. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share it, help the channel grow, and get me closer to those numbers so I can do bigger and better things. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.